Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Nick here with my spoiler review for Chapter 11 of The Mandalorian titled The Heiress. Now, obviously I'm going to get into spoilers of what happened in the episode and my overall thoughts on where this took the series going forward and the new characters it introduced and kind of the plot threads that we now have going forward. So the episode picks up right where we left off last week, where Mando and the Frog Lady are heading to this planet called Trask, and they're going to basically meet up with her husband so they can get the eggs back, and her husband actually knows where other Mandalorians have been hiding out on this planet because there was rumors of a Mandalorian covert hiding out on Trask. And that's kind of the gist of the episode when Mando does finally meet up with other Mandalorians after he's double-crossed by some squid head people named Quarrens. He is introduced to Bo-Katan and the Night Owls from the Clone Wars series, and it was rumored for a while that Katie Sackhoff would be reprising her role in live action, playing Bo-Katan Kryze. And it was interesting because a lot of fans after season 1, when we saw Moff Gideon with the Darksaber, were kind of questioning, okay, well the last time we saw this weapon it was in the hands of Bo-Katan and she was the new Mandalore, she was rallying the clans together, but now that Moff Gideon had it and there was all this talk of the Great Purge and the planet of Mandalore had been under siege and everything, a lot of fans were speculating, okay, what happened to Bo-Katan? Is she going to appear in a flashback? Is she already dead by the events of the Mandalorian show? But thankfully we have confirmation that she's alive and well, and her plan is essentially to get the Darksaber back from Gideon and to unite her people under the new Mandalore when it's chosen, because it seems like she's willing to give up the seat. She's just mainly after getting the Darksaber back. And that kind of threw an interesting wrench into this because we see that the Night Owls, her character, and the others that accompany her, with one of them played by Sasha Banks, also take off their helmets, because that was another thing that fans had wondered about during season 1 of The Mandalorian, when Din Djarin and his tribe never took their helmets off because that was the way of the Mandalore. But now we understand that Din Djarin's tribe was Children of the Watch, basically the Death Watch, who were religious zealots that broke off from the Mandalorian society and wanted to use the old ways, basically not taking your helmet off and living under a much stricter code. So now that we have Bo-Katan and these other characters introduced, I'm guessing that we're going to be seeing them again at some point soon, whether it's towards the end of this season or in season 3, which we already know is in pre-production. They're not just going to introduce a big character like that from the Clone Wars that Dave Filoni had set up and just use her in a one-off appearance, especially with an actress of that caliber. Now, the other big revelation this episode was that Din Djarin finally has a clear trajectory of where to take the child. When he asks Bo about other Jedi, which she's all too familiar with from her time in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, Din Djarin can take the child to meet Ahsoka Tano, who's hiding out on the forest planet of Corvus. So that was obviously another big rumor of this season. It was reported, I believe, from Slash Film months ago that Rosario Dawson would be appearing in Mando Season 2 as fan-favorite Jedi Ahsoka Tano, and now we have confirmation that yes, the character will be appearing, and it's likely going to be played by Rosario Dawson. Now, we don't know which episode she's going to appear in, whether it could be next week's episode, or whether she won't be appearing until the season finale as a cliffhanger leading into season 3. We'll just have to wait and see, but it is really cool to be getting the confirmation of this character, and also just the idea of this episode in general, getting a live action version of Bo-Katan and the Night Owls and the other Mandalorians, exploring the lore a bit more, opening up the universe. It's just really cool because it's kind of that feeling you get when you watch MCU stuff where it's like, this feels like a larger world, which is again something that is inherent to Star Wars. Obviously there's been tons of, series and books and comics and other material besides the films, and now we're starting to see them cross over more, so that's really cool. Overall, I really like this episode. I thought it was a great improvement from Bryce Dallas Howard's episode in season 1, which was okay, but it was, a little bit by the numbers. It wasn't all that exciting and everything. It introduced Cara Dune, but beyond that, it was kind of run-of-the-mill. But this episode I thought was really cool, had a lot of great characterization, and I love the fact that we're getting introduced to other Mandalorian characters that fans know from the Clone Wars. But drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you guys think of the episode, and what are your thoughts on the fact that now we have a really clear trajectory on where everything is heading to now that Din Djarin knows that he has to meet up with Ahsoka Tano to deliver the child. If you like this video and you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. If you want to hit me up on social media to talk about this episode, or anything really, you can find me in the links down below. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.